Warning, this documentary contains graphic cultural images. Viewer discretion is advised.
We're out to see a teeth sharpening ritual with the Baka here in Cameroon.
Ain't my first rap, mate.
What the f is that?
Woo! This'll be a good one. We're deep in the jungles of Cameroon, heading to the Far East, a place where very few visitors ever go.
And after 4 hours on concrete and 3 hours on a bumpy dirt road, we're here.
Here we go.
Let's meet the pygmies.
Joko.
Joko. Oi. Joko.
Joko. Is Joko hello or
Joko?
Joko.
They want us to put on shoes, but that's not how we do it on Fearless and Far.
You just wait. We aren't your normal white boys. Here's the thing, some of these countries, they speak French, they speak Portuguese, and if we get really lucky, they only speak the local language, which means we found the real deal. And given where we are right now, this would be the kind of place you'd find the real deal. So the plan is we have tents, we've got a whole setup. We're going to leave big bags in the car, and then we are going to head probably into the jungle and either find their existing camp or set up camp. We just roll with it. It's kind of hard to know exactly what's going to happen. You can ask a lot of questions. Generally, these kinds of trips aren't the kind of trips where you have the full itinerary. You have a location where you can find people, and then you just roll with the flow. Follow your adventure nose. That's what we do.
We embark into the forest barefoot, but there's a few hazards along the way.
Stinging, biting ants. We saw this before, right? If there's a path in the forest, every creature takes it. Not just us, not just the humans. The big animals and the small animals too. So it's a highway for stinging ants. So fun fact about insects. Ants are related to wasps and bees, which means a lot of ants have stingers and actually venom. And so if you're in bare feet, not good, not good. Look at this guy. Something else you don't want to touch. Generally, hairy caterpillars make you really... No, don't do that. We'll go straight to the hospital if you do that. Look at him though.
Mad.
Make you hella itchy.
His antenna.
You touch him. Off the path. Also not good for bare feet. This is the jungle, guys. Listen, there's all kinds of chirps and squawks and a bunch of screaming, which I'm assuming is where our base camp is. 45-minute walk or so through the jungle. And the pygmies are known to be a little bit rambunctious. And I think we can hear them. Woo! Screaming, which means we're probably close.
This is the green heart of Africa, one of the largest jungles on Earth. The trees stretch high to the sky and the roots run deep. It's a wild place and it's full of life.
Oh my sweet God, guys. Welcome to base camp. Bonjour. Merci beaucoup. Merci beaucoup. Wow.
The Baka people immediately give us a warm welcome and allow us to experience a glimpse of what their lives and culture are like. They are one of the most discriminated tribes in Africa. They often are forced to leave their jungle homes and made live in reservations. They're often beaten and made fun of by other tribes. Life is tough for the Baka. When your culture and beliefs are attached to the forest, you lose much more than your home when you're forced to leave. You lose your entire identity.
This is the real deal, guys. I'm so happy that we can do this together. But listen, coming out so far away, without a doubt, we're gonna see some things that are gonna challenge our traditional belief systems. We all have our cultural view, our lens in which we're born with, and we see the world based on where we're born. We're gonna see things during these next 2 days that are gonna shock us. That's okay. Everyone does something different. We all live differently, have different practices, religions, ways of eating, ways of catching meat. All that's on the table. Keep an open mind, keep an open heart, and let's adventure in the heart of Africa with the pygmies.
We're here for a tooth sharpening ceremony that will happen in 2 days. So, there's lots of time to settle in.
This will be our camp for the evening, our base camp. We are here, it's late afternoon, which means the hunting team, the hunters are coming back sometime soon with whatever they've catched. They usually go out in the morning, come back in the afternoon. We'll be doing that tomorrow, but for tonight it's mingle, get to meet some people, set up camp, and get ready for 72 hours in one of the most authentic tribal villages I have ever been in. We have ever been in. It's our adventure together. As you can probably imagine, out here in the middle of the jungle, money isn't of much use. So when we come, we always bring gifts and we consult with the elders or the experts nearby to know what the pygmies want. Generally, it's things like a bag of rice, which we brought, a giant 50-kilo bag. We brought water, we brought machetes, we brought cooking oil, and apparently one thing they really wanted was tobacco, but for the kids, they wanted party balloons, and they insisted we bring party balloons.
Personally, I'm not a fan of the balloon thing. I didn't know we had them until they were already handed out. I don't like plastic in the jungle, but who am I to take away all this joy based on my own beliefs? We're in their home, after all.
These little huts are amazing. Here you can see a bit of the wicker frame they make. No rope, no nails, no plastic, just different bendable small twigs and trees all put together into a frame. And then the top is covered with jungle leaves. Fire outside, keep the bugs away. I don't want to go too deep into someone's home, and there's really not much inside. This is a Baka axe. All one piece of wood with a piece of metal jammed in the front. That's how they cut down trees out here. Take a look in the pot. Sous la tête. There it is. A little grotesque, but they roast it in the fire to take off the hair. Then it gets boiled in a pot, and then hopefully it'll be dinner. If they don't eat it, it's like hotcakes here today. All right, tribal rankings. Listen, we visited the Hadza in Tanzania, the Yanomami in Venezuela. We've been to probably 15 different tribes in the world right now. This is my third time visiting the pygmies in different countries in Africa, and by far, over and over again, they are the most fun. Got a magic trick. Let's see if it works. Ready? See. What? That's the best reaction I ever got for that trick. All right, Ben's got another one. All right. They're not ready for this. Didn't really work.
As the drums beat in the background, we've got our first glimpse of dinner. Check us out. Caterpillars. Ooh, they smell fresh. A whole bucket. Oh, look at this right here. They gotta be extra crispy. But look at that. Straight out of a horror film with the spikes and everything. Side note, I'm not sure if you noticed her grill. But smell, yeah? The teeth. That's amazing. Denta. Like a shark. Judging by the reaction of trying to eat this now, pretty sure that's poison. So we gotta cook it first, and then we can eat it.
I'm told we'll have to wait on the caterpillars, so we move on.
Lièvre. It's cold, so I'm guessing it's not from today. But can we guess what oh, it's got horns, so it must be some sort of like forest deer. On the list of my strengths that I've developed over the years, filmmaker, public speaker, my real true strength, stomach microbiome. We've eaten some wild shit on these travels, and it looks like that's exactly what's gonna happen this trip too.
Once dinner gets going, music and dancing ramps up and keeps going until the sun sets. But this is not an ordinary party. The Baka people worship Jengi, an omnipresent forest spirit, and after a successful hunt, they thank Jengi with songs and dances in a ritual called Luma. They believe that Jengi is their ancestor and only visits them when things are in harmony. I feel pretty at harmony right now. Don't you?
I can't believe it. All right, it showed up. And it's something out of a beautiful nightmare.
Jengi is also an important figure during other ceremonies, like when the living depart to the world of death, or when young men go from being boys to being men. Young Baka men are initiated by Jengi, and he gives them the right to live and walk freely within the sacred forest. Tonight, though, we don't ask Jengi for anything. We just offer our deepest thanks for our first great day among the Baka. And of course, we do it our own way.
And just as mysteriously as the Jenge appeared, he disappears into the forest, where he belongs. He's a forest spirit. Inside is an ancestor or something. Either way, he's gone to bed. Now it's our turn to go to bed. And hopefully, don't run into him again. Woo! Noisiest neighbors ever.
What's doing there, buddy?
So you know how I like to go barefoot, right?
Yeah.
So people think that it's crazy, and maybe sometimes it is, but we don't like to roll like the locals do it. That doesn't mean I don't take some damage. So generally, besides the ants, there's not too much out here to worry about, except for there is some sharp sticks. So I got thick feet, but I felt the stick go bah! Right through the sole of my foot. So now I'm taking the dirt out of my cut with a screwdriver.
Solid.
Take a look. We're gonna do that. We're gonna use some of this antiseptic, and we're gonna take the screwdriver, and we're just gonna jam it in there. Just like that. And we're gonna twist it. And yeah, it sucks a little bit, but better than an infection. And we seal it up. A little duct tape. Oops. Just like that. There we go. Adventure bandage. Just like that. Still going barefoot though. You ain't gonna stop me. It's 10 p.m. We've been singing for an hour or so. Met a ghost. It was great. They're still going, but the hunt tomorrow morning starts at about 6 a.m. So that means we're up at 5:45, which means, yeah, bedtime. Good morning. As you can see, we have now become Baka. That means it's time to hunt.
The Baka like to decorate their bodies, and just before a hunt, they add some lines and spots, which we observe and film until we realize they're just intrigued with my own markings, as I am with theirs.
I would say they haven't seen many tattoos, but some have scars, like scarification on their bodies, where they haven't seen machine tattoos before. They use sticks here, sticks and thorns. It's like the 1,000-hand massage.
Now that we're all ready, we head out for the hunt. The Baka bring baskets to carry our catch and handmade tools to set up traps. They sing as they go.
And just a minute out of the camp, we have a ton of activity. We got a party of like 20 people here right now. We got babies, we got women, we got children, we got men, and now we've begun clear cutting the entire jungle. And there was a burrow here for some creature. So we're, oh wow, it goes all the way down. As some are widening the burrow, others are making fires. We gonna see what's gonna happen. I think we're rat hunting. We never quite know.
C'est un travail dur, hein?
This is amazing. They've covered the other holes with blankets and robes. The coals in the main hole, they're blowing the smoke through, and they're seeing where the rats run out of the burrow. Everyone's on the perimeter. They've cleared the whole forest, like I said, to be able to see where the holes are. So far, nothing. But I bet there's something in there.
Hey.
That is huge! C'est très grand, ça.
Look at this jungle rat. It's like 8 pounds? I was wondering, why are we working so hard for a rat? But I get it now. It is like probably about a foot long, not including the tail. There we go. This is the payload for today. Main course and 2 appetizers. Not the, not ideal with the babies, but this is how they do it.
Ora! Ora grand! Look at these little parasites living in the fur. I don't think they suck blood though. I think they might eat the other parasites like mites. Or maybe they just live in one little happy family. And into the basket it goes.
Still with me? I told you out in the jungle we have to keep an open mind and keep an open heart. We'll be eating rats tonight, but the babies will actually be kept as pets.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, quite the horrible combination. We're a little heavier than the Baka, so fall in deep and you go to grab some of these plants, but look, everything's covered in spines. And even if you do make a step and you step on one of those things, it's not a good time. This mud is so thick. Look. Almost to my knees. But look, more water. Oh yeah, here's the river. Oh, sweet Lord.
Every step in this water, all these bubbles come up. Look at the bottom. Just mud, leaves. Once in a while, something moves between your toes. Just gotta trust. They go barefoot. We go barefoot. Maybe come back with some kind of blood-sucking foot parasite. Wouldn't be my first. Wow.
So look, we've dammed both sides of the river, and there's a pool in the middle that I'm standing in, and now they're using leaves to take out all the water. So this pool will be reduced to mud, and then we can easily grab all of the fish, the shrimp, the snails out of it, because they'll be laying on the ground. Look, the water level's gone down already, like half a foot. Fish, shrimp, snails, it's all on the menu. It's been really wet, you've seen that. Lots of sticks, lots of thorns, and I've lost my bandage. As you can tell, that's just foot baby. So it is now filled with mud. And I was thinking, I packed my own little pharmacy right in the first aid kit, but this is a pharmacy, and we've got our own medicine man. Why don't we ask him how he would fix a hole in a foot? I'm sure it happens all the time.
Nganga the shaman gathers some medicinal plants for my foot, which we'll take care of later. This connection to nature is so valuable and rare. These days we're living in a Wi-Fi, pavement-covered, non-biodegradable world, and I've realized we need to bring some of this wisdom back.
And that's why I've made something extra special. It's called Tribal Rights, and they're adventure retreats. And the whole idea is to rewild your heart and soul, come together as a tribe of like-minded people, go on adventures, learn some new things, partake in rituals and ceremonies that are hard to find. They're all brought to you. We do it on a side of the world that's a little bit easier to access than the jungles of Africa, you know? So if you want to rewild your life, if you want to claim the bold and adventurous life you deserve, check out Tribal Rights Adventure Retreats. You'll see me there, we can hang out, we can walk with bare feet, and we can just rewild this little heart and soul that's gotten so lost over all these years.
I did have one more request for the doctor, and he gave me this.
The tree that stops diarrhea. Comme ça? Et je or just smells like sawdust. Tastes like. It tastes like I'm licking the ass crack of a camel. It's sour, has a funk to it. A bit of like gasoline-y taste. But whatever keeps me from pooping in the train tomorrow, because we're going north, is a good thing. Listen to that bug. Maybe it's diarrhea too.
The Baka Orchestra, always singing in the forest. And apparently, we found something. Bees.
Yeah, it's bees again. Let's hope it's not as bad as the last couple times.
My eyes, ears, nose, and mouth are filled with bees! Bro, is the honey worth it? Fuck!
I'm here with Nganga. He is the medicine man, the shaman, and they say he's actually a spirit himself. He knows everything in the forest, which plants can heal you, which can hurt you, as well as how to make all sorts of arts and crafts with vines and leaves. And this actually, if you can believe it, is going to be, I believe, the basket in which they bring the honey down from the canopy after climbing up. It's going to be a feat of strength. Can't wait to see it.
One of the Baka hunters climbs the jungle vines with no safety equipment and no protection from the bees. Voila!
This is amazing. I thought they made a mistake because the basket was still down here, but look, they attached the basket and the axe to a vine once they got up there, because carrying both those things is very difficult, and they're gonna pull it up just like that.
Yang cái pháo, cái pháo in cho cô. In còn chập, yang cái rồi in tổ phố kì.
Normally they bring down the whole comb, but it's just oh, it smells almost like flowers. This is the finger? Yeah, yeah. Ooh, that's the good stuff. Joko. That is thick. It tastes like flowers and melted jubes or something. The day goes fast in the jungle. We are now back at the camp. It is about 6 p.m.-ish and the sun has set or is setting, but with the canopy it gets dark real fast. They don't use clocks out here, as you can imagine. So when the sun rises, everyone goes up. When the sun sets, everyone goes to bed. Usually with a bit of a party. But hey, but I made you a promise. We asked if there's any spare huts left. And there is one. Yeah? So this will be home tonight. Hold on, let me get my flashlight. Dun, dun, dun. Wow. Okay. Cozy. C'est bon?
C'est bon.
C'est bon? Not much for decorations. Just leaves, sticks, and dirt. I'm into it. All right, first step is some of the girls are gonna help us put down some leaves because they don't want us to get our mattress dirty. I like that idea. They're grabbing the leaves, I'll grab the bed, meet you back here, 2 minutes. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Merci beaucoup, Joko. Joko. Yeah, cozy. All right, well, we'll deal with that later. The next thing we gotta deal with is dinner. And dinner is rats.
Rats and bugs and fish, and I'm not even sure what that is. Anyone want a bite?
How they cook out here in the jungle is they have these leaves and they put everything inside. So here you can see all the stuff we caught in the river, right? We've got snails, we've got the catfish, woo, and even the corner, little shrimp. All cooked on the fire in a little leaf package. Recyclable, no plastic, right? Nature provides. Smells good. A little more behind the scenes here. So we are setting up to eat our rat we caught today, and check out this crazy crew. Most of the village is here, all sitting around waiting for us to give it a shot, because think about it. If one of these guys came to your house to try your mom's turkey dinner, you'd want to see, hey, like, are they gonna like it? And it's not turkey, it's rats for us. You can see it in the pot. The rat is served, but her son hasn't seen foreigners before. He's having a really hard time over there with 2 white ghosts in his house. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. I know I'm a scary guy. Oh God, I've ruined everything. I've ruined dinner. It's okay. We had just become friends. Now everything's ruined.
Okay, we broke the bench. We've got the whole village here. Time to try our delicacy. It's always chaos in this camp, but it's fun. Check out the first bite right on top.
That is the head. Ben, do you want the top jaw or the bottom jaw?
Well, I'll go top jaw, you go bottom jaw.
All right. You picked right, man, because the top jaw's got way more meat. There it is.
Ain't my first rat, mate.
We had rats a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Okay, cheers. Rat head. Oh man. Oh yeah.
That's what that
So much better than the last rat we had.
Rat is surprisingly good, actually. And after dinner, we head back to our hut, where we discover we're not alone.
Just as romantic as the rest of this trip as well.
Exactly.
Perfect, mate. Mate, the sound.
Whoa. We've got roommates. Oh no.
Mike, what the f is that, mate? As if.
Oh, and bro. 2, 3, 4. They're huge. 5.
Holy hell, that one's massive.
Those are the biggest crickets I've ever seen in my life. Look at they're everywhere. Oh.
So we're really doing this, right?
Yes, mate. Oh my days. Fuck's sake, man.
Okay, well, we're in for an exciting night in our authentic rustic accommodation. But tomorrow morning, after we wake up, if we survive the spider bites and all of the insects, I still have to get my foot fixed. Our medicine man has guaranteed us tomorrow morning we can make it happen. So, get a good night's sleep, because we definitely are not. That's a promise.
We didn't make it. We tried though. But after a couple crickets jumped on us, Ben and I realized we both have diarrhea. We both aren't going to be able to get a good night's sleep for the next few nights because we're traveling up north. And who are we kidding? Don't always have to live raw and adventurous every single time. So we came back here. Had a decent night's sleep. Defeated? No. Energized? Kinda. Oh, my stomach is gurgling like a brook. In any minute now, the ritual should start for teeth sharpening. And that is going to be worth seeing. So regardless how we feel, it's time to get up.
Nden is getting her teeth sharpened today, and I can't tell if she's nervous or not. Ngen is placed down on leaves and is given a stick to bite on. Nganga works quickly and begins carving and chipping. Notice how Ngen is also missing her bottom few teeth. It's a common rite of passage in many African tribes. The Baka sharpen their teeth as a form of beauty, as a connection to their ancestral spirits, and to enhance their spiritual power. Also, I'm told it helps them eat the tough meat from the jungle. A little shaken, she gets up and tests her newly sharpened teeth and bites the animal skin loincloth of the shaman. It passes the test.
Damn, well, I thought there'd be a whole ritual and it'd take a little while, but she came out, laid right down, and literally with her head touching those leaves, knife was in her gums. It was crazy. I didn't know if it was going to be painful. We asked how gory it would be. They said, it'll be fine. And she took it like a champion. Like a champ. Winced a little bit. Looks a little bit shocked and widely awake. It's only like 7 a.m. But done. I thought it was going to be a bigger deal than that. But the coolest thing was after she went to go test her teeth on the animal skin of our medicine man, because he's got like a not a cheetah but like a cat. She was biting the skin of the cat to see if her teeth would go through the skin. How cool is that?
Next is my turn.
Okay, remember how I stepped on a sharp stick the other day and put a hole in my foot? I didn't realize there was going to be such a ceremony for this. This is getting my foot healed by a medicine man in Cameroon. I was a little concerned in the beginning because the man had a lot of knives. And already we've seen what those knives can do, but he put the knives away to be able to heal my foot. These are tree scrapings from yesterday, just like that. That exude some kind of sap. He's got some bark bark from a tree as well. He's going to take these medicinal herbs, put them on my foot, and make a traditional bandage.
Nganga places the scrapings from the medicinal tree and wraps it in bark, something they've been doing here for thousands of years. Time to test it out. This is the first doctor appointment that I've had that ended with a dance party.
Ganga, merci beaucoup. Joko, Joko. Wow, hell of a welcome, hell of a send-off. That, my man, was incredible.
Unreal.
Perhaps, yeah, one of the most, if not the most authentic tribal experience I've ever had. This trip was put together by our friends at Last Places Travel. They hook you up with some of these places that no one goes to and give you really authentic experiences. Check them out. I am Mike of Fearless and Far. This is Ben on the camera.
What's up, guys?
We make the most adventurous We make the most adventurous videos on YouTube. I think that was proof.
Mate, that is by far the most authentic, incredible, warmest, loving, beautiful tribal experience I've ever had, and I hope it comes through.
Same. See you in the next one.